respondent has stated in the affidavit that the products were designed prior to the telecasting of the program. The defendant... Hello?
Lauren, this is Cam Bennett calling you from New York. You remember me?
Cam, please don't go.
Where are my keys, damn it? I'll ring you.
Cam Bennett. Yes, I did know a Cam Bennett. I was, in fact, married to a Cam Bennett. Would you be he?
Yeah, that's the one.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Listen, I'm coming home to Australia, and I'm ringing to ask you a favor.
Go on.
Do you think I could come and stay with you for a few days?
I suppose that's all right.
Just say if it isn't on.
You seem confident that I haven't anyone around who might object.
I checked.
Always a good reporter, huh?
I'm not asking too much, am I?
For how long? I do have a life to lead, you know? I said we'd handle it like two laid-back adults.
Sounds like he's coming back for good.
Oh, God knows what he's got in his mind.
I hope it reminds you of all the good things we have together.
Aww.
The good times, not the alarms. But it does have an alarm. Do you like it?
I love it. Thanks, darling.
Do you really love it?
I love it.
Are you sure?
I love it.
This is where it all began. This is the spot where my adult life began. Came here as a cadet, met my first intellectuals. Well, maybe not intellectuals, more talking drunks. Drunks who read books. Bunch of us had a house over there. The captain's house.
And we met at a party at that same house.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times you told me about the captain's house? Live with someone, you live with their stories. Hey, Cam, I was thinking just then.
What?
How would you feel about us having a kid? After all, we've been married for 3 years. It looks like we're going to make it as a couple. Aren't we?
Of course we are. We are one of the great couples of history. Page 5 is as windy as a kite.
You haven't said anything about my proposal.
Kid?
Well,
Thought it was the champagne talking.
I suppose that's an answer.
Laurie, we'll get round to it.
Now seems to be the right time.
We'll get round to it. And what about our trip to the States? We couldn't do that dragging a kid around. You wouldn't enjoy it.
All right, let's leave it.
Kid in New York, he grew up to mug us. What about your career, the partnership you're after?
I could manage both. Other women do.
Wait till we get back.
Cam, I'm nearly 36. It's all right for you. You can have a kid when you're 60. I can't.
Well, I think I'm old enough to be a father.
Is that funny?
Not very. Yeah, that's right. 1 to the airport. Yeah, straight away, please. Thanks.
What time will you be back? Maybe I'll pick you up.
I might not be able to make it back tonight. Probably have to have dinner with the tribunal people.
Oh.
Look, if I can possibly make it back tonight, I will. Promise.
Mrs. Burgess to see you.
Jane, hello.
I have just spent 2 hours in an English seminar with Brooks. I don't know whether we were constructing or deconstructing.
Yale did him no good.
It was good old theme, plot, character when I was at university before.
Intellectual passions.
I don't think I'm going to survive being a student at my age. I need a drink badly.
I run a dry office, I'm afraid. Oh, exhibits. Someone's trying to pass them off as French. Spanish and cheap.
Could have fooled me.
Not if you tasted it.
Oh, no, leave it on. I like it.
No. Associations.
Unpleasant.
Oh, troubling. Do you think some men simply aren't father material, or do they just have to get used to the idea?
You mean Cam?
I just seem obsessed with the idea of having a child right now. Me, of all people. I didn't even notice babies before. They didn't exist.
Now you see them everywhere, right?
Right. Oh, maybe it's biological.
At least I got my childbearing over early. Look, why don't you just go ahead and have one?
It isn't that easy.
Happens every minute.
I keep thinking, if I don't have a child soon, it'll be too late, and I'd regret it for the rest of my life. Then again, if I have one now, can you imagine I'll be 58 for its 21st birthday?
It's not a question of mathematics.
Think of the poor kid having a geriatric for a mother. You mean you're not even coming home to change? I have had drunken journalists up to here. Right, I'll see you there then. Bye.
This is the genuine article.
We'll have to test it, of course.
Can I volunteer?
Oh, this is not a wine tasting, David. We have to be scientific rather than hedonistic.
I prefer what Keynes said on his deathbed.
What did he say?
My one regret in life was not having drunk enough champagne.
We'll have to make sure we drink enough champagne, David.
Was that a pass?
Maybe it was, David. Maybe it was, but let's treat it philosophically for now.
And this instrument, the corkscrew, is for difficult corks. And this, the screwdriver, is for difficult screws. And this is to help you out in all other emergency situations.
Slash your wrist when all else fails.
And when you end up in a Middle East jail, as you inevitably will, this is the file you use to cut through the bars.
Can't go far wrong with a corkscrew and a bottle opener.
Right. Look after yourself, you young bastard. All together now. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come waltzing Matilda. And he sang as he was, and you'll come waltzing Matilda. Now, I wish to Christ I was going.
Didn't you spend some time in there?
No, I should have done, but I got suckered into a news desk job, didn't I?
Cam likes the executive life.
No, really, I should have gone.
Anyway, what's wrong with Australia? You can still make your mark here if that's what you want, to be a hot shot.
No. We're not part of the real world out there. That's what's the trouble with the whole country. We're not in the thick of it. We're stuck here behind a bloody computer terminal.
Jimmy'd settle for a computer terminal any day. Wouldn't you, darling?
Yeah, I'd like to be an executive. Why not?
You don't really still hanker after that gung-ho journalism, do you? Being the war correspondent and all that?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
Macho bullshit. Oh, come on, Cam.
Like, everything masculine isn't macho, and everything macho isn't necessarily
Cam, stop
bad.
being silly.
I haven't had enough to drink.
good.
We should do your family.
Not that sort of a family.
I suspect they'd like to be if only you'd let them.
No, my mother only believed in aspirins. She handed out aspirins instead of love. Come outside.
Why?
Got a present for you. It's in the car.
Oh. Aren't you coming?
No, I'll stay here. It's a she. Come on.
You take it for now.
You get her things. We didn't have all these cosmetics and possessions on the farm, did we? Yeah. Come on, lads. Come on. Come on.
Do I have to teach it how to tell the time?
No. You put that under its blanket. It thinks it's its mum's heartbeat.
Cute.
Come on. Yes, I can fill up. Oh, yes, you're going to be a famous journalistic dog, yes. Hang out down the Journalist Club, teach you to play the violin. Oh, yeah.
Is this some crude attempt to satisfy my maternal yearnings?
It's a crude attempt to satisfy my paternal yearnings. It's preparation for parenthood.
I doubt whether it works like that. Cam, why didn't you consult me?
I didn't want it to be a rational decision made after oh so careful consideration of the facts. I just wanted to do it.
You didn't approach the question of having a child like that.
Yeah, it's a little harder. Do you want me to take her back? Oh, damn it. Jimmy's beaten me to the BHP story. Guilty. Whatever it is, I'm guilty, okay?
You can take them. I'm not taking them anymore. You idiot.
Hello.
Outside. Go on, outside.
Let us stay, Lauren.
I don't like dogs in the bedroom.
Come on, then. Out you go. I'll see you Tuesday.
Oh, hell. And now he's threatening not to sleep with me if I don't take precautions.
This is when they start to screw around.
Knowing Cam, he probably does already. You know what these conferences are like? He has a joke about what he cutely calls vouchers.
Vouchers?
One-night stand vouchers for conferences and such like.
So what's the problem then?
The problem is I don't get to as many conferences.
Can't you use your vouchers at home?
Oh, they're not negotiable in your own home city. Look at this wonderful bow she's wearing. It's so big.
Oh, didn't they dress them
She's a
fussily?
bit shabby, Mum.
And that's my mother in her perambulator.
You can certainly see the family profile.
Yes, and that's her mother when they lived at Bathurst.
So that means that your mother's mother was born in Australia too?
Yes.
Were they from convict stock?
Oh, I think they came for the gold.
They didn't seem to find any.
I'll dig up the birth certificates for the family archive.
I know my grandmother had her first child when she was only 15.
She's really beautiful.
Had 5 children by the time she was 21.
Well, you were pretty young yourself, weren't you, when you had me?
Oh, I just turned 22.
Did you plan to have me?
Yes, and not right then. We'd only just bought the house.
And the business wasn't doing too well?
You mustn't have been too pleased then, Dad.
Couldn't have been more pleased.
When you arrived. Here, Polly. Here, Polly. Polly doesn't sound like the right name for an Alsatian.
Here's something that might interest you. This was my father's Masonic apron from Lodge Liberty. He was worshipful master.
Stop competing with Mum.
Next time, bring Cam.
He's in Melbourne at a conference. Next time, he can take the dog with him. It's the last time I'm babysitting.
They make very good guard dogs.
Okay, in you go, sweetheart. Over there. Bye. How was Johnson?
In particularly good form.
What did he say? Well?
Lauren?
What is it? Has something happened?
Lauren, I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
I'm sorry.
What? What? Cam, tell me.
At this conference I went to, well, I wasn't there. Well, I was there some of the time.
And?
I went to Melbourne with someone.
You mean you went with another woman?
Yes.
Who?
I don't know.
Who?
Her name's Margaret.
Margaret who?
Riley, she's a researcher in TV. Do you want a drink?
No, I don't want a drink.
I think I need a drink.
Tell me, Cam, don't just walk off. How long has this been going on?
I met her about last September. Look, I'm sorry, but I do need a drink.
You've been sleeping with this woman for 8 or 9 months and I haven't known? Kids? How many?
2.
How old are they?
Simon's 7, Madeline's nearly 5. Shit. I'm really sorry this has happened, Lauren.
Are you in love with her?
I don't know.
How serious is it?
She seems fairly serious.
What about you? I mean, are you going to keep seeing her? What do you want to do?
I think I should be on my own for a while. Think things through.
What does that mean exactly?
Get a hotel, maybe, I don't know.
We both know what that little lie means.
It's not a lie. She's still living with her husband.
Oh, terrific. Is she going to leave him and the kids?
I don't know.
What happens now?
I think I should go to a hotel.
You mean tonight? Just like that? Cam, please don't go. Not tonight.
I can't handle it, Laurie. I can't handle this.
I won't say anything, I promise. Just stay.
Where are my keys, damn it? Where are my keys?
about the kids?
She's taking them with her.
And how do you fit into that?
All right with them?
This is a development.
They like me and I like them. Apparently their father was a bit of a bastard.
You gonna take the kids on?
Just gonna see how it works out.
You're hardly the family type. You haven't been a family man.
But, Lauren, I can't explain how these things happen. They just happen.
You never wanted kids.
That's not true.
You didn't want them with me. Look, just explain it to me. Tell me how things changed. Why not your child with me?
I told you I can't explain it.
You'll come and take the dog.
Yeah.
Today?
Today.
I don't want it there when I get home.
I'll come round tomorrow.
If it's there when I get home, I'll take it to the vets.
Definitely piracy, boss. They're identical, except there's no copyright symbol on this one. We'd better get an injunction out smartly, don't you think?
I think I need that champagne, David. It's one of the neglected functions of sex.
Sorry?
Comfort is one of the neglected functions of sex.
I'd like to think what we just had was more than that.
Oh, it was. Of course it was. But 2 kids, I can't understand it. He takes on another man's kids.
Family law is a bit outside my experience, I'm afraid.
It's a damned robe of Cam's. No, it's okay. He used to say that his mother bought it for him when he was 10, and it took him 20 years to grow into it. The bastard never grew into it.
There we go. Come on. Keep down straight. Follow through. Oh!
A younger man is good for the ego.
Bad for your sense of time passing.
You seem to be pulling through.
Just. Do you know what he had me doing yesterday? What? Windsurfing. Can you imagine? Me out of my post. Rap dancing. I'm a very good rap dancer.
She's terrific. You should have seen her the other night.
I would have loved
Fantastic. At the hip hop club, and she was the toast of town.
I'll have
She was
dinner.
amazing.
How about sleeping back at my place for a change?
Okay.
Politics of dancing before that was Frankie Goes to Hollywood 2 Tried and Thompson's Room, Hold Me Now.
Hi, I'm Rose.
Lauren, hi.
Whoops. Hi, Ross.
Hey. I don't think I can cope with communal living.
Oh, but there's only the three of us.
Nope. Hello.
Ta-da! Inherited from Clive Evatt, Senior.
How on earth did you manage that?
Connections.
Oh, I'm impressed. Oh, your life is really coming together. I must do something about my own.
Like what?
Like, do a bit of lobbying for a start. You're not the only one with connections. But you always said I'd make a very good partner.
Yeah, but a partnership's not just a job, you know. Do you realize what a commitment it is?
I don't think I lack commitment, Tom.
Look, suppose you got the partnership for the sake of argument. What's to stop you, say, in a year or so, from thinking it's all too much for you?
Why would I think that?
Well, that's what happens. The minute you women get anywhere, you get up and leave. Have kids. Or decide you'd rather just stay at home.
The office gossip may not have reached you, Tom. You may not have heard. I am no longer married.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I need to work. So I'm not likely to be staying at home or be off having kids. Still back in the bloody dark ages.
He's too old to change his ideas.
God, I despair of the law. The conservatism, it's unbelievable. What about me? Maybe from your perspective, I look old and stale.
Of course not. Except when you talk about age. It really doesn't bother me.
I won't mention it again, I promise. Catch.
Uh-huh.
It's the ancient Sydney key ceremony.
Sorry.
Lauren Bennett, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Margaret. Margaret Riley. I've been, well, associated with your husband.
God, the woman with the two children.
Yes. Look, I'm sorry about that. Look, I'd really like to talk to you. I know it's a bit irregular. I mean, if you prefer not to...
Yes, I'd prefer not to.
You see, Cam and I, we've broken up. Here's the place at the Cross.
I haven't seen him for well over a year now.
It turned out so badly for me. I left my husband and I took the kids.
Then he wouldn't live with you?
And when it came to the crunch, he said he wasn't ready for family life.
He said that?
More or less.
How interesting.
Well, he wanted to live with me, but not with the children. How can I leave my husband and my children? Why doesn't he want them? They're a part of me.
I thought he loved your kids. God knows he told me he did.
That's a curious thing. He does love them. In fact, I sometimes used to feel ignored. He'd spend more time with them than he would with me. He even bought Simon that bike. I was going to give it back, but Simon threw a fit. You know he's going away. The States.
No, I didn't. I know it isn't relevant, but what happened to the dog, Polly?
We had her put down.
What?
Yeah, he said he was neglecting her.
What? And this time, give it a drink occasionally.
Lauren, I have some bad news.
Oh, this has been a bad news day.
Yeah, this is seriously bad.
Huh?
Your father's died.
Oh, my God.
This Masonic ceremony is at the request of our deceased brother. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when they shall say, I have no pleasure in them. This lambskin is an emblem of purity and innocence and the badge of a Mason, and I place it on the casket of our deceased brother. This evergreen is an emblem of our faith, and I also place it on the casket.
I've been meaning to thank you for getting me through the funeral.
You don't have to thank me. I wanted to. Besides, I don't think Australians face up to death.
That's garbage.
I prefer the Irish way, wakes and tears.
I prefer the no-fuss Australian way. God, I wish she wouldn't do that in public. Sorry, it's just me.
I thought you'd be applauding that sort of thing, seeing it as a political act. I think it's great. She could be one of those Greek paintings.
Anyway, Greek art is all male, muscular youths.
The Greeks had Madonnas, thousands of them.
That's Italian art, darling.
The Greeks were into motherhood.
The Greeks were into masculinity.
Bet.
5 will get you 10. Look.
You've read this.
Come on.
Show me another book.
I'll show you just another page. Come on, look
All
at
right.
that.
You win. You win. I give up.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Why is he writing?
Can? Who knows? Because it's his first Christmas in New York and he's homesick, I suppose.
I didn't think you had that kind of relationship.
That came right out of the blue. He probably thinks after all this time that we can now be friends, whatever that means. Come on, let's go to bed. Huh?
Whatever happened to that idea of yours of having a child?
I got the partnership instead, didn't I?
Copyright and kids can go together.
Maybe. After Cam and I split up, I just put the idea right out of my mind.
What about me? Do you ever think of me as a possible father of your child?
What? And spoil the friendship?
You keep calling it a friendship.
What do you call it?
A relationship.
Oh, that's just semantics.
Well, have you?
David, you're too young to be a father. I'm too old to be a mother. Yes, I have on occasion, in an abstract sort of way.
Not in a serious sort of way.
David, I'm 10 years older than you.
So what?
I can't forget that you're 28.
Lauren, I want to live with you.
I don't think I'm ready for a permanent relationship.
Isn't it time you got over your husband?
I am over him.
Dearest Lauren, just to confirm my arrival on the 10th, I will be re-looking at Oz and possibilities. 2 years may be too long. Re-entry may not be possible. Change your city, change your style, as they say. But want to see you and spend some time with you again. Time's raging on, Laurie. Or is it just me, Cam?
Sounds like strategy for seduction to me. No, it'll be strictly ex-wife and ex-husband. The novelty's worn off. He's homesick. Lonely. What's this about Cam and the press council? What? Well, Jimmy said something about Cam getting his hands on some documents at the Australian consulate. Apparently Foreign Affairs complained. He's supposed to be coming back to face a hearing. He didn't mention any of that to me. I still think seduction might be what's on Cam's mind.
Hello?
I booked for 7:30.
Why Kinsellas? What's the occasion?
I just wanted to take you somewhere special, that's all.
Beer in the fridge means male company. And Heineken means special male company. Next Thursday.
How long's he staying?
A Couple of weeks.
Why is he staying with you?
He asked.
I didn't know you had that kind of relationship.
We're friends.
You're still married.
Oh, technically, yes, but we're not going
Just
to...
good friends.
Oh, come on, David. Don't get heavy.
I'm being told to make myself scarce.
I'd like you to meet him.
No, thanks.
Just ring before you drop round, that's all.
I'm being put on ice while you play games.
Oh, David.
Passenger on flight is
Setting up over there.
Please report to Singapore Airlines counter.
Hello, Cam.
Lauren, what are you doing here?
Cam's coming home.
I heard.
Oh, there he is now.
Hey! Looking very New York. Look, I'll leave you two to your emotional reunion.
Come on, Ken. You know it's not like that.
Hi. Thought I was going to be forever in transit. Nice to see you, Lauren.
Nice to see you.
And you, Ken, you're looking great. Really great. You here to cover me?
No, I'm here to interview Joan Sutherland, who still outranks you, Ken. Just. I've moved into the glamorous world of TV.
You've sold out, mate. I taught you to be a serious journalist.
There's more to journalism than print, mate. So how long are you back?
Oh, 6 weeks, maybe forever. I've just been through the Middle East, which is pretty incredible.
Look, I'll catch up with you later. See you, Lauren.
Bye, Ken.
G'day.
Hello.
Well, you're looking terrific. Another day over 25. And Sydney looks wonderful from the air.
You sound like a tourist.
Oh, God, forever the implacable foe of Canton humbug. I probably need it after a year in Hustle City.
There's some champagne on ice at my place. Jimmy and Jane are calling around if you're up to it.
Oh, I feel like a Frosty Foster's.
I'm afraid there's only Heineken.
I'll choke it down.
That's enough, okay?
Vamos. I'm turning to muggers.
And how much time do you spend in New York?
Oh, most of the time, really. 2 months out of 3.
Well, it still intimidates me.
Nah, you just take a deep breath and plunge in. I had all the classic symptoms to start with. You just got to set yourself a daily routine, you know? You got to find somewhere you like to eat, a bar you're happy in, and then you're home, okay?
Well, I suppose the question we're all most interested in is whether you've finished with the wars of the world and coming back to Lifeboat Australia.
I really am thinking of coming back for good. I don't know if Lauren told you, but I got to go before the bloody press council.
Didn't I tell you? Jimmy's on it.
You are on the press council?
Yeah. I thought you'd have heard by now.
How did this happen?
I'm the AJA rep.
That means you'll be on the complaints committee. Yeah, beauty, Jimmy. I should have known when I saw the Gucci suit. Fantastic.
What's it all about, anyway?
Ah, it's a lot of bullshit. I'm supposed to have glanced at some documents in the Australian consulate in New York.
And did you?
Hey, I'm not going to tell you that in front of Jimmy, am I? The thing is, if it goes against me, Foreign Affairs could use it to screw up my accreditation at the UN or wherever, which makes me a non-person.
But you'll beat it. You've got a defence, haven't you?
A defence? A defence, my lad.
At least the mystery is solved. We were all wondering why you were coming back. It's the press council thing.
Only in part. I really came back to see you. That's the real reason.
Really and truly reason?
The reason behind the reason. So how you been?
Meaning, how's my health been? My love life.
Let's start with your love life.
I thought you'd carried out surveillance.
That was last week, but things moved pretty fast in Sydney from what I can remember.
Let's start with you.
Oh, a lot of fun. No involvements, but a lot of fun.
I suppose I could say I've had an involvement or two. And a little fun.
That's not good.
Tiffany's. Sort of thing you like.
Isn't that a little, expensive for an ex-wife?
Oh, I don't know. There's something particularly attractive about ex-wives.
It wasn't supposed to happen like this.
How was it supposed to happen?
It wasn't supposed to happen at all.
Oh, yes. I saw it as me sleeping in the study for a few days and us prowling around each other and then a few candlelit dinners and at the right and appropriate moment.
You didn't imply this in your telephone call.
And what do we do? As soon as I get off the plane, we tumble into bed like a couple of randy dogs.
Don't you talk about dogs. I know what happened to it.
Kept reminding me of you.
You bastard.
Yeah, I know.
Nicaragua no pasará. David Bradbury's graphic account of the Sandinista Revolution and its aftermath. The flowering of the Pacific, Banks's Florilegium, soon for ABC.
Ask any Australian ladies how she thinks. Ask her about sister. The first thing she can come to his mind that a man has got 4 words at home waiting for him, and the woman, she's the one who's been locked inside her house. She's got nothing. She's uneducated. Not playing piano.
Come in. What's with the knocking? A new coyness?
I've read that men turning 40 become self-conscious about their bodies. You're looking good.
Oh, I haven't had whiskey in the bath since we were together. Cheers.
Didn't Margaret Riley bring you whiskey in the bath?
No, she did not.
How come you're staying with me and not with her?
Lauren, Margaret Riley was a mistake. Big mistake. I would never put you through all that again.
The way I see it, Margaret Riley was just a symptom anyway.
Symptom of what?
Think about it. The minute I said I wanted a child, you ran off with Margaret Riley.
She had kids.
Exactly. You had a taste of family life and backed off, didn't you?
Not sure about all that. Do you hate me for it?
Yes. Especially now.
Why now?
I guess I've missed the biological boat. Never mind. Let's not get heavy. We said we'd be laid back.
Do they still say laid back here?
I suppose they do.
Oh, it's very Sydney. Very Sydney.
Well, I've had it.
It's a little early for me. I put your things in the study.
In the study?
Consider it your room.
Am I to take it you do not wish to share your bed with me?
I made up the bed in the study.
Ah, a screw is a screw, but a sleep is a sleep, eh?
Something like that. I don't think I can just begin sleeping with you again. Just like that. You know I'm strange about sleeping.
Okay. I probably wasn't up to much tonight anyway.
Don't wheedle.
All right, Laurie, good night.
Night, Cam.
Built in 1904. So now let's welcome Sir George Sholty to conduct the orchestra in the overture to Prince Igor by Borodin.
This one's made in Hong Kong. They've used inferior materials. It's quite easy to break. Even Jane's kids could tell the difference.
How's it working out with AAP Reuter?
Okay. Mainly talking old times.
I suppose I'm still banished?
I wish you wouldn't talk like that.
How am I supposed to talk?
I suppose ex-husbands have a special place.
I thought current lovers might have a special place. You were saying?
Hey, did you see Finney? He's over there somewhere.
Did I see Finney? You're not going to believe this.
No, we're not. I'm going to tell you anyway.
Oh, cool. Right, I'm in this hovel of a bar near the border. Not a white man inside. Naturally, got a terrible case of diarrhea. So I go outside looking for what passes as a shithouse round there. And when they say shithouse, they mean literally. I knock on the door, no reply. So I knock a bit harder, still no reply. So eventually I kick the bloody door in, and who should be sitting there?
Lady Di.
You guessed it. Finney. Also got a case of the trots, captured the only lavatory in town. And you know what he says? He says, geez, Cam, am I glad to see you. I know I owe you $50, but could you make it 100?
And you said?
And I said, come off it, Finney. I've tracked you all the way from Zimbabwe to this dunny to get me $50 back.
I gather you're not thinking of taking him on again?
No, it'll be strictly ex-wife and ex-husband. Think he's changed at all?
It's hard to tell. He did run away once.
You sound just like Lauren's mother. Thank you, ladies. Now, seriously, Jimmy, what else should I be doing to get off this thing? Is there anybody else I should be lobbying?
Cam, it's not like that anymore.
What do you mean it's not like that? Everything is like that.
Just prepare a good defence.
Jimmy, I need to beat this.
Well, Jesus, Cam, why didn't you just think of that before you went into the office, eh?
Ah, come on. If some consular first secretary is stupid enough to leave a reporter wandering around on his own in his office, he gets what he deserves.
The old police rounds mentality's finished, Cam, and he's not stealing wedding photographs off the mantelpiece anymore.
I'm hearing this. You get the information the best way you can and then you print it. Look, Jimmy, I don't care how you do it, whether it's for journalism or because I'm an old mate, but just get me off this.
Look, you can't just come swaggering back here and expect everybody to stand up and salute.
You listening to this?
You can leave me out of it.
Just because I had the nerve to get out of here into the real world, do some proper journalism.
Come on, gentlemen. I think it's time for bed.
Please. Betrayal. It's all betrayal. You sure you don't want me in there?
Good night, Cam.
Betrayal all around me. You're a hard-hearted woman, Lauren.
Why do you say that?
Well, I thought you might at least have taken pity on me last night.
I told you I felt strange about sleeping with you. Besides, you were drunk. I have new rules. If I'm drunk, that's okay. If we're both drunk, that's okay. If you're drunk and I'm sober,
Yeah, all the bloody rules are changing in this goddamn town. And if Burgess here thinks he's going to tell me how to start behaving as a journalist...
Jimmy's just trying to do it by the book. You can't blame him for that. I would love to chat, but I have to rush. I'm neglecting my work and other people because of you. Hey, things aren't that bad.
See you tomorrow.
Hello, David. Rose?
What's the celebration?
No reason.
Well, if there's no celebration, I'm leaving.
You don't have to leave.
It's okay.
An olive branch. And if that's not enough, there's this. Well, what did you think?
That olive branches and French champagne mean guilt.
I meant, what do you think of Cam's journalism? An honest opinion.
You just say it with sour grapes. Anyway, if you've come round here to talk about your ex-husband, I'm not particularly interested.
No, I came here to see you.
Why are you bothering?
I know. I've been neglecting you.
Well, I've missed you, for God's sake.
I'm sorry.
Are you going to stay the night?
I have to queue up for the bathroom? No way.
Ha ha ha.
Get some glasses. I feel like a drink.
I take it you're not interested in the Bali trip.
I didn't say that. When is it again?
Friday week.
Didn't realize it was that soon.
Now, come on. This was supposed to be a surprise.
What's this, then?
That's a Russian grenade. I got it in Afghanistan. At least it nearly got me. I used it as a paperweight.
You would.
Listen, I've been thinking. I'm gonna need a pretty cunning advisor for this press council thing. How about Joel coming along?
I don't think I should get tangled up in it.
You won't be getting tangled up. You'll just be my legal advisor.
When?
Next Friday week.
Ah, I might be away.
What do you mean away?
My holidays are coming up. I've booked to go to Bali. You did say you were only going to stay for a couple of weeks.
Who with?
A friend.
Ah. Midnight callers.
God knows who. David.
I'm taking up your invitation.
This is hardly the appropriate time to meet Cam. Oh, Cam, this is David Jamison, one of my legal colleagues.
G'day. Ta. You're not going to win many friends with this stuff, mate. From the moment I set foot in the airport, I detected the Australian accent. I swear it has a permanent Y.
Yeah, I'm just telling it like it is after a year's absence.
Yeah? I thought I detected a bit of an American whine myself. This stuff reads like symptoms of the expatriate neurosis.
Ah, really? And what's that, Sonny?
That desperate need to attack and denigrate all things Australian to justify some parasitic relationship with a new country.
You that I'm writing about.
Just who the hell are you? What is it in Australia anyway? You spend all your time on your stuff's not done anything. You just don't know. I won't be around this time to pick up the pieces, Lauren. You know that, don't you?
What does that mean, Lauren?
Can't you see he's drunk?
You know what an expatriate is? Half a person.
David?
By the way, where exactly does your ex-husband sleep?
Is that the reason that you came round at this time of night?
Thanks for answering my question.
Is he gone?
Yes.
Emotionally deranged ex-lovers can be exceptionally dangerous.
Not David. Excuse me.
Would Mr. Barry, passenger on flight QF1 to Singapore, please report to Qantas check-in counter?
Thought I'd missed you.
Lauren, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see you off. Let's drop the Cold War, huh?
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Hi, Rose.
Excuse me.
Oh, Laurie.
I'm sorry. Well, have a good trip. Get out amongst the natives.
And therefore we at Foreign Affairs argue that the article in the Standard endangered the lives of an Australian peacekeeping force and revealed classified material about the Lincoln Weapons Testing Laboratory.
Thank you. Mr. Bennett, are you ready to answer the complaint?
I have a question to put to... Oh, may I address him by his first name? I've no wish to conceal our friendship.
This is not a court. I favor informality.
Now, Cam, no. I would prefer that this situation remain impersonal. Friends don't sit in judgment on friends. So let's stick to Mr. Bennett. As you wish, Mr. Bennett. I want to point out to Mr. Bennett that a case of theft...
Objection?
I mean unauthorized disclosure
Mr. Chairman, any criminal allegation should be dealt with in a court of law. This committee should confine itself to ethical matters.
Point well made. Mr. Burgess will heed that, of course.
Of course.
Mr. Bennett?
I would like to say that I adhere to the traditional stance in journalism. That is, the catch-as-catch-can approach, which has been used by journalists for over 100 years as a working rule. It is up to governments to conceal what they think they should conceal, but it is also up to reporters to try and find out what they think they can
I
find
think Mr.
out.
Bennett has to lecture us on the philosophy of the free press.
Well, it seems I might have to, since you've forgotten
Please,
all
gentlemen,
the basic
please.
laws of journalism.
Please.
I know lawyers are supposed to read juries, but I wouldn't have a clue how it'll go.
Don't worry about it. Let's talk about something else. How have you been liking my stuff?
Oh, and the stuff on Ethiopia was colourful.
Colourful? Come on, Lauren, you've never bullshitted me before.
I've always had reservations about reporting that comes from people who don't live in the country. The whole idea of sending people as correspondents.
Welcome home, Cam.
Well, you asked me.
Yeah, but you didn't have to be so crushingly honest. Sorry, Cam. So much for old mates. Hard feelings? Yes, there are hard feelings.
Cam, it was just a censure.
Burgess sitting in judgment
You
on me.
haven't really jeopardised anything professionally, I mean.
Burgess,
Well, holding public office is important to Jimmy. This is a small country. If you're half ambitious, you can get to be a big fish here.
Right, it might just be too small for me.
I was wondering about that.
Well, I mean, what is there here for me when my, quote, best mate, unquote, shoves a knife in?
Well, off you go then. Go!
You know it's up to you.
No,
Well, you know you're the real reason I came back, don't you?
I suppose I do.
So let's get back together again.
Is that a proposal from an ex-husband?
Well, it's not just off the cuff. I have been thinking about it for months, sitting there in New York.
That sounds like homesickness.
I don't think so.
Jane thought you might have come back here to seduce me.
I did seduce you, if you remember, fresh off the plane. And I've been trying to do the same thing ever since. I think we could make a go of it this time, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, Bennett. Through Los Angeles. No, that's okay. Leave it open-dated. Thanks.
Cam, why don't you come and bury the hatchet? There'll be other people there besides Jimmy.
They're all the same. It's all changing. In everything. In journalism, all the rules are changing. And for the worse.
Come on, Cam, you've been moping for days.
I am not moping. I'm working. And thinking. Lauren, I know you've had a bit of a rough time because of me. But I had a pretty rough time too, you know. In America, I mean.
I rather suspect it, actually. It's never what people say it's like.
No. Had its moments, of course, but most of the time I just wanted to be home.
Huh?
Australia. Home. Here. Remember that first time I rang you from New York? Took me 3 days. Kept putting the phone down. You better be off.
Cam doesn't bear grudges. Don't worry, he'll come round.
I don't know why he's got it in for me. He could have been on the bloody press council himself if he'd hung around long enough.
That reminds me, this one's from Cam. He told me to congratulate you.
Why she wants all those letters on her after her name?
only an honours degree. Security, like owning stocks and shares. What's Cam decided to do? He's lined up a few job interviews, so I'm not meant to tell Jimmy.
Oh, he had to come in from the cold sooner or later. Jimmy! Oh, God, John, you can't put this stuff away, can't you?
What about you? I might be mad, but I really do think it could work out this time. Just hope you're doing the right thing. Yes, I know.
Girls, what? And another?
Oh, Jimmy.
Come on, Lauren, I'm going to be late for the bloody interview.
Coming. Hang on, Cam.
I thought we got over all this coyness.
It won't be a minute.
Well, at least give me the shaver. Oh, dear, who had too much to drink last night?
Leave me in peace, will you?
Mr. Bennett's here to see you.
Where is he?
Out in the foyer.
Tell him I've already left.
Right.
Where have you been? Been looking for you all day.
Down at the wharf. How'd it go?
I went through the whole bloody interview, and then he starts vaguely hinting that the job's already been promised. It was just a formality.
Never mind. There are the others.
No, they're all out to get me. It is the tall poppy syndrome.
Paranoid.
The only thing I'm paranoid about is you.
Me?
Yeah, keeping me waiting while you make up your mind. It's like being on trial.
Well, I have been giving it a lot of thought.
And?
And, yes, I think I'd like to very much.
You really mean that?
Yes.
Well, that's fantastic, because I've got this idea.
Cam.
No, listen. I've got a great idea. Why don't the two of us just go to the States? Huh?
The States?
Yeah. I've thought about it. You'd really love it. We could go and live in, Westchester, anywhere like that. I'm nothing but the best.
Now, just hang
Copyright
on.
law's really big there. You could get a really classy job in no time at all. No worries. What do you think, huh?
Cam, it's because of the job, isn't it? And because the press council went against you, and because things aren't the same with Jimmy and the others.
Yeah, partly.
Cam?
What? What?
Seeing you are springing surprises.
What?
I'm pregnant.
What do you mean you're pregnant?
I'm pregnant.
You're positive?
I went to see the doctor today.
What did he say?
He said I was pregnant.
How? I mean...
You mean, who's the father? You're the father.
You sure?
Positive.
Yeah.
Arithmetic. That day you came back.
You mean you weren't using anything?
You know how it happened that day.
Oh, God. So what are we supposed to do now?
It's up to you as much as me.
But we haven't decided anything between us.
Have decided something. I'm going to have a child. You don't have to worry. There's no financial problem. There's no real problem at all.
Well, of course there's a bloody problem. I mean, coming back together on trial, living in New York, sometimes I might want you to come away with me, but we can't drag a kid around the Middle East or wherever.
We could work it out.
And what about your partnership here?
I'll manage somehow.
Oh, yeah. You see me as running away from something you call responsibility, hmm?
I might call it adulthood.
Has it ever occurred to you that I might be seeking some sort of maturity of my own before I contemplate becoming a suburban daddy?
There's a lot worse than being a suburban daddy.
Maybe there is, but it just so happens that I wanted to see the whole terrible thing out there first. Okay, I might be out of step in my personal development chart, but God, Lauren, we were both damn good at postponing adulthood.
Well, I can't put it off any longer.
Well, I have to dance to the tune of my gender, too, you know. Oh, Lauren. I may not be growing very fast, but I promise you I am growing. I'll fit this damn dressing gown yet. Do you think I'm cursed by eternal youth?
You can't play Peter Pan forever.
Oh, God. I think I need a drink. Do you want one? I'll have to think about all this. Are you sure you really want it?
Absolutely.
If it were just the two of us, I'm sure we could make a go of it.
I could never have an abortion. Never.
I just can't see myself as a father. I've tried, but it's just not there. I can't make the jump. I'm sorry, Laura.
That's okay. It could have been for both of us, but it can be for myself. All I know now is I want a child, whether you're here or not.
Bye-bye.
Look after yourself.
And you. And for you, a grenade. Keep your sister in line. Bye-bye, darling. Thanks, Jimmy.
Don't go to too many wars, Cam. Use them at the races.
Probably give them to some Arab.
I don't think I'll be going to many more wars.
Can't stop an old cowboy like yourself, Cam.
Tired old cowboy.
See ya. Bye. Have a good trip.
Yes.
Long
Big
way.
plane. Say bye. That's right.
Now.
Bye.
Qantas Airlines announced the arrival of their flight QF2 from London and Singapore, now arriving at 8
You'll make it, Cam.
Yeah, so will you, Laurie. We're the tough ones.
Yes, we're the tough ones.
So let me know.
Of course.